Welcome all to the Cappers Contest show here on Pub Sports Radio. We discuss our very own Pub Sports Radio Cappers Contest, where our say hey Jose Bouquet has slipped, is now tied for the lead, still in a glorious position. 26-12-2, and we talk about our picks for the Circa Millions contest. We're coming off a 2-3 week, which infuriated me. Jose, how are you?
I'm not doing that great. The Cappers contest slippage is annoying. It's very annoying, but we were bound to have a down week, and if those are my down weeks, I'll be okay.
Yes. We were very public. We were heavy public in our last. Yeah.
No way.
And it bit us right in ye old labia.
Ooh.
And we'll have to deal with those consequences. That's it.
Speaking of labias, I learned about yeast infections recently.
Why don't you put that all down on paper? Why don't you write it all out and then light that paper on fire? Drug Monkey RX says he is coming for you, Jose. He is 2.5 back. Why don't we start with the breakdown of the Pub Sports Radio Cappers contest? And why don't you lead the way as you are tied for first with a young Bobano?
Yes, I am. And I will bring up our lovely Cappers contest now. Yes, I am tied now for first, unfortunately, with young Bobano, though our records are not the same. 27-13 for Bobano. I am 26-12-2. Shout out to Drink in Hand. What a week for Drink in Hand. Dominated the little poker action. A little 5-0 in the NFL. Very nice. And shout out to our website guy, Sean, by the way, for the new results and standings. Looks very nice. Diehard Clint getting a little 4-1. Dan Kelly, another Briggs in the wall. Trance, Drug Monkey, Coin, Larry Garr. A lot of 4-0s. Look at the 4-1s, I should say. Look at them all. Big Show picks. DG. Not much complaining from him recently. I guess that might be why. But look at our standings. Drug Monkey RX, Fanatical Jim, Trance C, Brady, Mama Bag, still just scrapping. Just scrapping, making her picks every week. Shout out to Mama Bag. Right behind her, like I said, DG, Low Shack, and the boys. Where are you, Jimmy? 21.5. Not bad at all. Still in striking distance for you guys. And let's go to the bottom to see my guy, Alex Hills. Alex Hills climbing. Kent Davies, we need you now. Picks from Dave, we need you too. Let's see who gets up there at the top. So good contest so far. 27 points are the leaders, me and Bobano. And who would have thought? Who would have thought at week 9 I would be in first place? Who would have thought?
I think it's more interesting to see who has the worst record that's made 40 picks.
Let's see who made it. That's a lot of math for me to do.
That's Drink in Hand. That's Drink in Hand, who's coming off a 5-0 week. So he's climbing fast. He's climbing fast.
All right, there you go. He was due.
And then Saturated next. Saturated, he could get hot at any minute.
Come on, gentlemen. We need you guys to pick it up. We're looking at you guys down here. Sub 20. We don't want to. Of course, Gokster's under 20. What a loser, that Gokster. I was being nice to him earlier. What a loser. What a loser.
Okay, well, that is our Cappers contest. Let's talk about where we stand right now in the Circa Millions. If I'm just doing this in my head, I believe that we would be 22-18.
That's still workable. We can still work with that. Above 500?
We need to go 5-0 this week.
Why not? Why not us?
The pressure is on. We must go 5-0 this week. We need to make a run. Now, they do give you prizes for first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter of the contest. So there's reasons for us to keep fighting. But We're over 500, and one perfect week would take care of everything. Thank you guys all so much for joining us here. We got Nasty Nate, Bo Jackson, Drug Monkey RX, AJ1337, RVD 420, Gerald Jones, the Nuke Worker, Sammy Calmer. Sammy Calmer now a member of our membership of Pump Sports Radio. Thank you for that. I'm ready to get to work. Are you ready to attack this board? This is my final show before it's all horses all the time. This is it.
Well, I wish you good fortune, and I hope your throat can make it through it.
Thank you. I'm holding up right now, so let's get right to work. We start. Are the votes ready? We start with the Thursday nighter. Philadelphia Eagles at the Houston Texans. This is pretty ugly. We had this open at 13. It's now 14, as you can see. It's a spot where all week I was fascinated by the fact that even the Sharps were on this double-digit road favorite. That's not the case anymore. 21% of the tickets, 33% of the cash on Houston. So there are some bigger bets coming in on Houston. I certainly don't want the Eagles at this price, but I don't want the Texans. Worst against the run in the NFL. We know that's what the Eagles want to do. It feels like a spot where the Eagles just want to get into Houston, get the win, get out healthy, and get home. I'm not interested in laying these kind of points in the road. I do know, we all know that the Eagles are a very good football team, but this isn't a spot where you can bet them first half. You have to bet them full game, and I don't want them full game here. This Texans run defense allowed 6.3 yards per carry over the last 3 games. That's atrocious, but I don't want them. So, Jose Bouquet, what do you think here? Is this a spot that you would like on the card?
No thanks. I like the Houston, I was about to call them the Astros. I like the Texans plus the 14 points here. I think also this will be a, hopefully get in, get out spot for the Eagles. I've also had a lot of people, not a lot of people, but just a surprising amount of people say Houston money line. I'll pass. The only part that I can make for the Eagles here, Jalen Hurts, Houston native, will probably want to show off for his, home, or I should say family, whatever. He'll have a bunch of people there, but maybe that's just the first half in a props outlook for Jalen Hurts. I still like Houston plus the 14 points. I think it'll be a closer game. Maybe keep it within 10 points. Houston, we're asking too much there. Davis Mills has been the worst quarterback in the league. Can he fix that? And shout out to Gokster begrudgingly because he's all over Dameon Pierce props. So if it's going to be anyone on this Texans offense going to be doing stuff, it will for sure be my guy, Dameon Pierce. So let's see if they get a hold of it this week.
Yeah, please keep this off. I don't want this to be on our card. I would like to fight against – I'd like to put up more of a fight against certain spots, but this just doesn't – I just don't want to start our week with – it's funny. I care a lot about our picks. I want this show to succeed. I want our picks to succeed. And we've been very public lately. And I fear that this could make our card because I don't think you put up a good enough fight for why anybody would be on the Texans. So we shall see. Spenny Pennybomb says, yeah, keep this off.
Sweaty Butcher making a case, by the way. Texans are on a short week at home, 2-10, last 12. So,
look, I get it's Eagles and no bet, but I think I would prefer no bet here. We have some really interesting, exciting opportunities. Now, I did add 2 bets from last Thursday's show, and they blew up in my face. I added the Buccaneers and the Raiders. I am coming off a nice 7-3 week. Would have been 7-1 if I didn't add Thursday action. Well, 3 minutes is up. Let's see what the voting is. Take it away, Jose. Is this on our card? No. Okay, good. Okay, it's great.
51%.
Okay, we're rolling.
Don't have to worry about it. Jimmy's energy's coming back, guys. You guys hear that? That's Jeremy. That's Jeremy. Jimmy's. I just call you Jeremy. Why did I call you Jeremy? Jimmy's energy coming back. Jeremy Bag coming through us live. Chargers, I was going Braves again. Chargers, Falcons. Excuse me. How could I?
Next up, Chargers, Falcons. Chargers coming fresh off their bye week. I shouldn't say fresh. They're dealing with a ton of injuries. We'll go over some of them. Let's first start with the line history here. This opened up Chargers -3 at -102. They're now -3 at -101. The reason why I find that so interesting is there was an 8-cent move on the Falcons an hour and 15 minutes ago. The Chargers at -3 got all the way up to -118. And now they're down to -101. So a late movement here on the Falcons. When we look at the cash flow here, 14,311 bets in, 54% of the ticket, 74% of the cash on the Chargers. Clearly, though, the late action has been moving towards the Falcons, so that number will be changing. The Chargers were last seen that ugly 37-23 loss at home to Seattle in Week 7. This defense is looking horrible. They let the Seahawks go for 6.4 yards per play, 5 for 9 on third down. Kenneth Walker gashed them for 167 yards. Their defense is now 31st in the league, allowing 27 points per game. They lose their cornerback, J.C. Jackson, for the season with a dislocated knee. Now Michael Davis will step in as a starter on the outside. He's done this before. They lose Mike Williams to a high ankle sprain. So the hopes that Keenan Allen is a full go. It's a hamstring injury. He's been nagging him. Joshua Palmer also missed Week 7 with a concussion. He'll be back. Joey Bosa's not coming back. Well, he will at some point this year, but not after the bye. This is a beat-up squad that allows 5.7 yards per carry this year. What does Atlanta do well? They run the ball. Even without Cordero Patterson, they run the ball real nice. Caleb Huntley, Tyler Algier, and then, of course, Mariota. But this Falcons team is getting some secondary pieces back, but is it enough? Is it enough, Jose Bouquet? These are two teams where I expect them both to lose somehow. You're on mute, my man.
Sick joke. What a sick joke. I had a great joke. It was just joking. I like the Falcons this week. I think they might be one of my picks. I'm not 100% sure. But I think they can put up a fight here. Cordell Patterson comes back off the IR, hopefully. Let's see. Obviously, we'll have more information as the week progresses, but I think he'll be back. And we all know the Chargers defense not good. I like the Falcons. The Falcons are fighting for first place as well. Obviously the Chargers, they need to keep chasing the Chiefs, but I think this team might not make the playoffs. I think this team's just defensively banged up. Herbert just not, doesn't have the weapons, has not been that great this year. I like the Falcons here, and I think they can win this game outright, personally.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I am not interested in them. I hope they don't make our card. I don't want either team here, but I can understand why you would take the points in the situation. I get it. B-Lab says somehow like the Chargers here. I like that they're coming in off a bye.
3 minutes are up, and guess what? We might be on the Chargers. 62% on the Los Angeles Chargers, -3.
Yeah, I don't think 62 is enough to make our card, so I'm happy that that's not there. Let's roll on. The next spot for us is the Miami Dolphins, Chicago Bears. Dolphins sitting as 5-point favorites. We'll start with the line history. In the Dolphins-Bears spot. This opened up with the Dolphins -4.5 at Pinnacle. It's still at 4.5 at Pinnacle. It's at 4.5 at Pinnacle at -102. I'm surprised that Circa's putting a 5 on this. They don't have to. There's no need to. Let's take a look at where the cash lies here. And I'm very curious. I did move on the over 45.5 in this game. 51% of the tickets, 53% of cash on Miami. So that's no help. We know that the Dolphins made a big splash picking up Bradley Chubb at the trade deadline. They also bring in Chase Edmonds. Their running game's been so bad for so long. And also 15 sacks this year. I mean, their defense has not been good. They rank 26th in opponent yards per play, 25th in opponent's points per play. So they're an improved squad from the deadline. The Bears got rid of Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith for draft picks. Then they pick up Chase Claypool, which was a little confusing. Their run game has been good. I mean, I guess the Dolphins would be the look if you were not paying attention to the market, but the market makes me not want the Dolphins. What do you think here, Jose?
Yeah, this is a stay off game for me. This is dog or pass, shockingly enough, as well for me. The Bears have been playing better. At least, Watson has been throwing darts. Watson. I don't know why I'm getting all these names wrong. I'm so like behind on football apparently, and I'm still somehow ahead in this contest. Fields has been playing well, and it's just the defense I just ultimately don't trust against what has seemed to be apparently the best offense in football in the Miami Dolphins. Tua has been great. But, there's always that thing about the Miami Dolphins going to a cold weather spot with the Bears. Jimmy, I don't know if you mentioned this already. Are we getting bear weather in Chicago this week, or are we getting nice clear skies?
This is being talked about for so long, expecting this wind. It wasn't – I'll give the final weather piece, but they were saying it could be 20-mile-an-hour winds. I was like, who's saying this? It's beautiful. It's absolutely a beautiful
Yeah, I just
weather.
want it to be cold and rainy, ideally. That's the only reason I would take the Bears. Otherwise, I pass.
The most wind that you will see will be around kickoff. By the end of the game, the wind will be close to single digits. But no, it's warm and nice. It's a beautiful
Preston
fall
lives by
football
Chicago too. Yeah, Preston lives by Chicago, and he said 70 degrees here. So, yeah, I pass game for me. I think the Bears can score, but can they score with the Miami offense? I don't know. Over would be a lean as well, but obviously we don't care about that on this show. But definitely we'll be interested to see who wins this. It's going to be a pretty even vote after 3 minutes as well. 52%.
Perfect. I did not want that on the card. And Preston saying it's 70 degrees here. Yeah, it's just cool. We have really nice weather on the east right now. I guess Chicago's not necessarily considered the east, but it's the nice weather. I'm happy that did not make our card. Let's move on to the next spot on the board. Carolina Panthers at Cincinnati Bengals. It's funny. All I want are these games not to be on our card. When will I find a game that I want on the card? That is a good question. Is this the one? Carolina opens up a Pinnacle at +7 at -115. They're now or +7.5 -115. They're now +7.5 at -119. So this is going to be a 7. Does it matter that we're going to get the hook? Do you guys want the hook? Do you trust the Panthers? I don't. They're coming off that wild 37-34 loss at Atlanta. Let's see where the sharps are in this one. 53% of tickets, 60% cash on the Panthers. It was shocking that they couldn't win that game, and it was fun and hilarious. Except if
I
you're
have the
Dennis
Falcons
Garcia.
team total over, win total over.
Okay, that's important. Dennis Garcia won on the Carolina. Sorry?
It was 4.5. Sorry, I keep interrupting you as well. Okay. It was 4.5 that win total. Another at 4. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, DG.
Well, just Dennis had the Panthers money line, and I felt for him. He deserved to cash that. Panthers look pretty good. DJ Moore, if you keep your helmet on, has been playing well. 6 catches, 152 yards. PJ Walker is their best quarterback, so give him the opportunity to succeed. Deonta Foreman, 26 carries, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. They aren't able to attack the Bengals' weakness, and that's the Bengals' offensive line. And there was a similar game somewhat when the Falcons came into Cincinnati. The Falcons had covered every game this year, and I was so heavy on Cincinnati and so trusting Cincinnati, and they destroyed the Falcons. Now we're talking about a Cincinnati team that doesn't have Jamar Chase. In that last game, Burrow threw for 119 yards to his wide receivers. That's the 4th fewest in his career. Will he be better at that here? They also lost their quarterback, Chidobe Awuzie, tore his ACL, is done for the season. So Trey Flowers replaced him, and then he hurt his hamstring. So It's my pleasure, Don Play, my man. There's Cody McJunkins in the house.
That's great.
I'll let you push somebody in a direction. Spenny does say Cincy's offense is not going to be the same these next few weeks without Chase.
I agree.
I'm more on the side with Ed Searfoss. I think the Bengals. I think get Carolina on the road, and I think Cincinnati probably takes care of business. And Newkirk is saying, "Oh, jump in." Sorry, I was going too long. But Newkirk is saying Bengals didn't look good versus Browns. I love that. I want to buy every team low. But take it away, Jose. My man.
Been successful for you. I like the Panthers here, honestly. I thought that the lack of Chase was kind of alarming in how bad they looked. But like I said, I kind of like the Panthers. Steve Wilkes, by the way, apparently a Carolina guy, a Charlotte guy. PJ Walker, the team's kind of rallied around him. It's an easy story to get behind, et cetera, et cetera. So I like the Panthers. They're playing their fucking asses off right now. Defense, obviously, extremely questionable. But the offense, I think, is going to be decent. Give me the Panthers plus the 7.5. I wouldn't be surprised if this made my card. And I'll be, concerned about Burrow without Chase.
I hope this doesn't make the card. Let's see if it does make the card.
Let us see. 56% on the Carolina Hurricane or Carolina Panthers. See, I'm all fucked up with names today, Jim. You've got me all messed up with hockey and all this shit. I keep thinking about Burnaby Joe Sakic, and I'm like, who the fuck is Burnaby? I don't know what that is. But I like
to stay focused. Let's stay focused here, Jose. Next up, Packers Lions. This is another real interesting game. God, I guess looking now, I have 6 bets on the card, but I guess I only have a few sides here. Packers at -3.5. They opened -3.5, -106. They're now -3.5, -107. This was a 3. This was a 3 a couple days ago at a decent price, -113. Let's see where the big bets are being placed here. 13,580 tickets in, 55% of the tickets, 75% of the cash on the Lions.
Oh, God, our dreaded Lions.
I mean, would you hate it if the Lions were on the card here? I guess I don't think I would hate it. Packers coming off their 4th straight loss, 27-17 setback at Buffalo. It was wild to watch. I mean, they weren't even trying to win. They were just trying not to lose badly. It was wild. They haven't been 3-5 since 2006. Favre second to last year. Rodgers threw 3 passes of more than 20 yards. I mean, this is just ugly, ugly stuff. The Lions allow 8.1 yards per attempt to their opponents. That's the worst in the NFL, but can Green Bay take advantage of it? I don't know. I don't know if they can. The Lions traded TJ Hawkinson for some picks, and then Brock Wright got left with he's in concussion protocol, but hopefully he'll be back ready to go. DeAndre Swift certainly didn't look good coming back from his first game since week 3. 5 carries for 6 yards, 5 receptions for 21 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown looked good enough coming back from his concussion. This is a very hard one. Ron Crawford says over for damn sure. Sammy, so about DJ Moore being the most underrated receiver. This is tough. This is a tough one. What do you think here? Jose, take it away.
It's tough, man. You're right. It's super tough to decide whether I want to trust the, historical kind of dominance of the Packers over the Lions, or do I want to lock in and be like, wow, these Lions are just kind of upstart, even though they're 0-5, like Robert Frank saying 0-5 in the last 5 games against the spread. That's grody. Yeah, I just don't think I can take them. I just don't think I can take him here, honestly. And I'm leaning towards the Packers on this one. I don't feel great about backing Aaron Rodgers here, but let's just be honest. The level of team they've been playing been pretty high. They got their shit pushed in by not really, but by the Bills. But I think that drop off from the Bills to the Lions here will be interesting. Obviously, concern offensively for the Packers. Jimmy, you'll know more than this. Lazard. Are we going to see Lazard? Because, I didn't think in the year of our Lord 2022, we would be worried about Alan Lazard being the number one receiver for the Packers. But I ultimately just lean towards the Packers. I don't feel confident either way. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Detroit went out there and win. And by the way, as Robert Franklin was saying, Green Bay was 0-5 against the spread in Detroit, so I read it wrong. So there you go. Maybe even more leans to the Lions on that side. But it's just a tough game ultimately. And whichever way, I wouldn't feel bad about. But it'll be interesting to see how this goes. 3 minutes are up already. These 3 minutes are flying by, it seems like. Close, 52%.
Okay, 52%. That's fine. So maybe 51%. That 62 will get on the board. All right, well, let's move to the first game that I have bet. Indianapolis Colts and New England Patriots. We're at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. 72 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 12 miles per hour. And I think the Sam Ehlinger era might be okay. I do. I think it'll be better than Matt Ryan. They had their yards per play increase from 5.1 to 6 in the 17-16 loss at home to the Commanders. And that's going up against a good Commanders defense. So I think they will improve. And I'm on the Colts. I'm also on the under. The 5.5 that's on the board's what I got. So I am all comfortable there. That's where it is. It's 5.5. When we take a look at where the sharp action is in this one, it's on the Colts. 48% of the ticket, 71% of cash. Out of my own curiosity, is the over total move? Oh, God, it moved up a point. That's not a good sign for me. But I think that the Patriots are a decent team, probably a good team, you could say, but they're 23rd in opponent yards per carry, and we know what the Colts want to get back to. They want to run the ball. They want to play smash mouth football. When their record was spectacular in games where Wentz or Matt Ryan threw under 30 passes and they focused on the run game. So I'm on the Colts and I'm on the under, and I'll be sweating this one out. What do you think, Jose?
I think Sam Ehlinger is not an NFL quarterback. I think he's horrible. And I think the Patriots are not a good football team. I almost slammed my head through a door watching the Patriots and Jets game last week. It was extremely frustrating. I labeled it as the most frustrating Jets game since Jared Goff and the Rams fucking let the Jets beat them in the Trevor Lawrence tank season. It was extremely annoying to watch. This Patriots team should not have won. They were a fucking stupid not pass interference, roughing the passer call from going down 17-3 to the Jets and basically having that game on ice. If it was literally any other team in the NFL, I would probably take whichever team. But Sam Ehlinger is just not good. He's just a mobile, thick boy quarterback, and with a Colts offensive line that's not great. It's going to work better for them, but I don't think it'll work great. I like the underlook here, but I just don't want any part of the Colts here at all. I just think the Patriots suck. I pass on this game, and just the annoyance of the Patriots is at a full high right now.
I cashed on the Patriots, if that makes you feel any better, against your lowly Jets.
No, it doesn't. I was very disappointed to see you bet them against the Jets. And from that moment on, I knew I might be fucked.
Well, thank you for respecting my action. But you're right. That was a huge turning point with the roughing the passer. I did point and laugh.
I am fucking so angry. I was so fucking angry. That was so annoying. It was a good call.
I hope the Patriots aren't on our card. Please tell me they're not on. Oh, I should have bet. I just voted.
Well, you got it right in under the wire. 62% on the New England Patriots. And again, that might be high enough to get us on there.
Hopefully my vote will keep the Patriots off. Again, we see what happens when we're on the public plays. We lose them. Okay, we move on to 1 p.m. Eastern. Buffalo Bills at New York Jets. Here are your Jets in action. And Jose, I fear for the rest of your season. I do.
Oh, it's
I
done. Yeah,
seriously
no, it's all. No, I'll start this off, Jimmy. Oh, I'll take the rock here. Zach
do it.
Wilson's a fraud. We that was confirmed to me. He's a child. He's a fraud. I'm out officially. It's just like Michael Scott into the second. He snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. I can get in and get out on a quarterback really quick. I saw what I needed to see. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. Well, I don't know what the fuck Joe Douglas is going to do about that. It's obviously a very frustrating situation, but you fucked up. And again, we'll never forgive Jared Goff and Sean McVay for allowing the Jets to win that football game and fucking them from the first round pick or the first overall pick that year. We'll never forget that. The Bills, this is a big number. And I think the Jets defense is capable. And I think that they can bounce back and score here. Not because of Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's better as a receiver than a quarterback. I would not take the 12.5 points here with the Bills. Ultimately, I'm leaning towards the Jets just because they're at home. And after that embarrassing performance, I think the defense can show some spine and keep them in it again. But that is every Jets team of my fucking lifetime. We have a shit quarterback, the defense is good, and they have a defensive coach, and that's it. That's what they do. And it's extremely annoying. The Jets have pissed me off. But they cover here this week.
That's where you ended. Like, wonder where he's going with this. They cover here this week. Let's take a quick look at the line history. It's at 12.5. They have the 13 listed at Pinnacle, but the minus 13 on the Bills is plus 111. Let's see where the sharp action is, if there is sharp action anywhere. Yes, no. 42% of the tickets, 46% of the cash on the Jets. I'm on the under. Let's see, just out of my own curiosity.
It's so annoying that the Jets have to fucking deal with Tom Brady's fucking bullshit, and now we have to deal with Josh Allen's fucking bullshit. It's crazy. It just blows my fucking mind, and it makes me just beyond annoyed. The Jets will never have a good quarterback. The Jets lose this game, but they keep it within 10. Zach Wilson, 4
interceptions. I don't know. AOD wants to bring back Vinny Testaverde. I mean, I like that.
I'd rather bring back Mark Sanchez.
You can bring back Vincent Testaverde. He's around. Vinny's son, Vincent. I don't know. This one's very difficult. I'm going to be on the under. I hope the Jets score 7 points.
Well,
I think it's tricky to pick a side.
Well, unfortunately for us, it seems like the chat just really hates it. And by the way, I absolutely flipped the numbers, but I'm sure you guys have got the picture with the number. Maybe we'll have to revote, but it's Bills 85%. I put plus the 12.5, but I hope everyone can understand that it's obviously minus the 12.5. And the Jets got 14%. So we can revote, but I think we have smart enough cappers to know that it's a minus 12.5 and not the plus, obviously.
Your idea of how Patrick Waugh was spelled is still there's still remnants here.
I still can't believe it's fucking ROY. I still can't believe it.
Right, okay.
I'm shocked. I had to Google. I was like, this can't be right. And then I looked up
my fault for bringing it back up. I apologize for bringing it back up.
It was crazy.
Okay. Okay, let's not get into it. I'm excited about this next one. So the Bills minus 12.5 are on our card. We move on to Minnesota Vikings and Washington Commanders. Let's take a look at the line history here. God, I hope this doesn't blow up my face. I've already moved on this. And yes, that's what I wanted to see. Move to 3. Yes. I got the Commanders plus 3.5.
I
love that shit. I don't even need the game to be played anymore.
It's a dub in Jimmy's book. Mark it down, everyone.
This Commanders team has won 3 straight. Heineke has something that not all quarterbacks have. That's heart. He's a winner, like Brady was until his wife left him. Scary Terry rolling 6 catches for under 13 yards. Curtis Samuel 3 catches for 50 yards. Ran 4 times for 29 yards. Antonio Gibson ran 7 times for 19 yards. Do you remember? I won't mention who it was, but do you remember the breakdown we had on the NFL pop-up a couple weeks ago, where one of the cappers was like, "Going through a divorce is very hard. It's a very hard." I was like, "Oh, stop!" I was like, "Oh no, no,
It's too relatable. Oh no, yeah. Hey, guess what? It is. It is a tough time. You know what's going back? What's hard? Going back to your old stomping grounds. Commies smash here. Commies win this game outright. Taylor Heineke is going to look Kirk Cousins in the face and say, "I'm better than you. You like that? I'm better than you." And I think the Commanders pull their lifeless corpse off the mat and slap Kirk Cousins in the face, because I think it's a similar situation to Russell Wilson. I think we've got a little bit of obviously I think Kirk Cousins, shockingly enough, I would have not have said this 2 years ago. Kirk Cousins, an exponentially better hang than Russell Wilson. I would much rather hang out with Kirk Cousins than Russell Wilson. But I still think both guys are not winning over many locker rooms. Now, iced out Kirk Cousins when he wears all the dudes' chains after the games. He's suddenly becoming cool now. But I still think the Commanders will have guys in there. I want to beat him. I want to beat him, et cetera, et cetera. It's been a while, but give me the Commies.
57% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on the Commanders. Sharps have been all over them. Ron Crawford doesn't agree. He's on the Vikes. Look, I think that the Vikes are now the Vikes. Look what they did in the red zone. That's not a fluke what they did in the red zone last week. The Vikes have a 3-headed monster with Jefferson and Thielen and Cook. That's very, very impressive.
Extremely.
But their defense allows the 4th most passing yards per game, the 2nd most passing yards per attempt. This is a fraudulent 6-1 football team going into hostile territory where the fans are starting to believe in this football team again. I don't want Washington at +3, but I got them at 3.5. I hope
I like Washington. I think they can win this game outright. And if I think they can win it outright, I'll take the 3. Truthfully. Let's finish the vote. And guess what, Jimmy? They're not on our card. Minnesota, 62%.
Well, do we now have 3 teams at 62% that are all tied for 3rd?
62%, and we might revote the Bills, because people saying we revote. Why would I don't know why we're voting on +12.5 guys with the Bills, but it's fine. It is fine. We'll take a revote later on the show, but 62% for Minnesota, New England, and the Chargers so far.
And they're all tied for 3rd right now. Is that right?
They're all tied for 2nd, technically. Those are all the highest ones aside from the Bills.
You're not counting the 85% on the Bills?
Again, people they want to revote. The low vote number.
Who's saying
low.
Revote? Who's saying revote?
And I'll show you the revote. Johnny Guns asked for a revote. I saw 2 in there. I saw another one. Again, I don't know. I thought, maybe me fucking up the plus and minus was a little easy to determine. Okay. It's no worries.
I actually did agree with you. I thought he doesn't need to fix this one, does he? We're not that.
Yeah, again, let's revote. Okay. We'll revote at the end of the show. No problem.
No, let's revote right now. I want to know.
Okay. We'll revote now because,
only 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
We've already gone over it. Let's give 2 minutes here.
And I will make sure to not fuck up the plus sign. I know it's a challenge for me. You guys know I suck at math. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think it's tough to go into someone's house and beat them by 14 points. I don't know about you. I don't have those fucking stats to pull out of my ass, unfortunately. But just historical and watching football just says 14 points on a division opponent on the road. It's tough.
The Jets fans are just about to turn on their football team, though.
I'm so close.
Yeah,
I'm so close. That was the most frustrating fucking game of my entire fucking life. And then they traded, of course, the defensive lineman, which was a little annoying. They're like, oh, it frees up more time for Jeremiah Johnson, the first round pick. Whatever, dude. I want bodies. We have a good defense. Don't trade fucking dudes. But whatever, it's fine. I trust Joe Douglas. I trust Big Bob Saleh. I just don't trust that fucking milf fucking motherfucker who gets too bored when he's like, all right, yeah, I get so bored throwing the football away. It's just so boring. Shut up, Zach. Play better. Stop turning over the football, you dick. Cost me fucking 2 steaks and a fucking chicken sandwich. Damn it.
It's too bad that you got a taste of victories. That's what.
Yeah, it is. I wouldn't be angry. I wouldn't be angry at all if the Jets were just shit. I'd be okay. If Zach Wilson or fucking Joe Flacco was the quarterback, I wouldn't be mad to lose to the Patriots. I'm like, that's was expected. But no, now we have to fucking deal with Zach Wilson's bullshit, and we have to draft another quarterback. They've drafted 3 quarterbacks in my lifetime. Fucking Sanchez, Geno Smith, and fucking this guy, and they all suck. And now Geno's great. 2 minutes are up, I think. 59% on the Bills, 57% on the Bills. A late move.
Oh, wow. You were right. Thank God we revoted. Oh, thank God. Wow. Hard to. Wow. Shit, I'm wrong. Thank you, Johnny Guns. Thank you, B-Lab. All right.
I forgot about Sam Darnold, too. Fucking Sam Darnold.
Okay, let's move
on. I was
on
all in.
1 p.m. Eastern. Las Vegas Raiders 2-5, 0-4 on the road at the Jacksonville Jaguars 2-6, 1-3 at home. It's beautiful weather in Jacksonville. The Raiders are coming off their low point in the season. I got in on them at -1. I'm happy to see them now at -1.5. Let's see where the sharp action has these Raiders. A little bit, 54% of the ticket, 60% of the cash. But when I moved on them, the sharp action wasn't on them. It's starting to come on them. I like that the Raiders got smacked in the mouth and then had to sit there, didn't go home, and are stewing over it as we speak. I think that should work. Now, we've seen that this issue of coming back from England is not, not that big of a deal. But I don't, and I don't think the Jaguars are a bad team. I don't. And they've lost 5 straight. I do think that the Raiders were as bad as they could possibly be and will be better this week and good enough to win. Jose, what do you think here? Raiders, Jaguars.
I'm in a bad mood now. I'm just in a fucking bad mood. And of course, we moved from the Jets to the fucking guy they could have had in Trevor Lawrence, who my only saving grace in life, if Trevor Lawrence was a good quarterback, I would have already just thrown myself off the Empire State Building. I would have just been done. Oh my God. Thank God he's horrible. And where the fuck did the Raiders offense go last week? That was incredibly frustrating for a lot of fantasy owners and people that back the Raiders. And I think I was one of them. At the end of the day, I trust the Raiders a lot more than the Jaguars do. Better quarterback, I'm giving to Carr. Better weapons, I'm giving to the Raiders. Better defense, I think it's Jacksonville, but coaching-wise, I don't trust this fucking guy, Josh McDaniels. I was going to call him Josh McCarthy for some reason. I don't fucking trust that guy. Without Peyton Manning, I'm fairly certain he was Peyton Manning's coach. Correct me if I'm wrong. Without Peyton Manning, his record's like 6-43. He's horrible. I don't think he's a good coach. So it's tough to bet for me to bet on the Raiders here. The -1.5. If this was a straight 3 like the Vikings, I would be all over the Jaguars, I think. But the 1.5 makes me feel like I can take the Raiders. So if I have to take a side, I fucking guess I'm picking the Raiders. But I'm just in an entirely sour mood now thinking of the Jets. And my cussing input's going to increase a lot.
Everybody saw how bad the Raiders looked last week. It's the perfect buy low opportunity on the football team who did not go back to the West Coast. So the Sharps are starting to move on the Raiders. The market's moving towards the Raiders. Everybody's saying the Raiders, except for here in our voting, because we like to lose on the side of the public.
Have you lost faith?
I'm losing it.
Have you just lost faith?
Not yet. But last week's card was atrocious. Going up against the Sharps, we should never go up against Sharps. We should not bet those games.
Well, 61% on the Jacksonville Jaguars. 61% on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it was very close to being 62%, obviously. Right at I hit end poll, it was at 62%. And it dropped down to 61. So it'll be very interesting to see how all these 60%ers go.
We do have a question that's come in from Twate Latte. It says, why is Jose yelling every pick at the camera? It only happened since we started talking about the Jets.
Well, that's what happens. Patrick Waugh. I don't know, man. I feel like Patrick Waugh. Shout out to Mr. Pussy Coffee. By the way, I thought Mr. Pussy Coffee and Ant were the same person for a really long time. An extremely long time.
They're both great guys who I love hanging out with. All right, let's move on to the next spot on the board. Next up, Seattle Seahawks 5-3, 2-2 on the road at Arizona Cardinals, 3-5, 1-3 at home. We're at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, and the Seahawks are playing impressive football. They're playing very impressive football. This spread opened up at, I believe, 3. Circa hanging at 2. Let me pull up the line history here.
This order has just hit me in the heart, Jimmy. Jets, fucking Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence, and you go back to Geno Smith. Oh my God,
the great Geno Smith.
This is wrong right now.
This is a plus 101 at Penny. You're getting the plus 2. Obviously, they're not crucial points, 1.5 or 2. Let's see where the sharp action lies. They're all over Seattle. Seattle and the Buccaneers have the most money bet on the spread. Cash, not tickets, cash. And I get it. But I have futures on the Niners, and it's clouding my ability to bet on this football game.
That is 100% facts. That is something that, we'll take a little digression. Something I learned. I'm not going to put in any futures next year for the baseball playoffs. It just clouds your judgment game after game after game. That is all it does.
It's hurt me in NHL until this past year when I had a bad regular season, and then we cashed everything
so
in the playoffs.
Tantalizing. They're so tantalizing, futures are, but they just cloud your judgment.
And the books want you to. The books are begging you to bet futures. But let's go back to this. Seattle Seahawks, they held Saquon Barkley to a season-low 53 yards on 20 carries. Look, they're playing well on both sides of the ball. They're just a good football team. And I still don't know what the Cardinals are because their defense was so bad against the Vikings, so bad in the red zone. When J.J. Watt's the only guy making plays for you, you're in trouble. They have injury problems. Yes, they have DeAndre Hopkins back. And everybody wants to bet the Seahawks. I've not done it, but God, maybe I should. What do you think about this spot? And I'd love to hear what the chat thinks of this spot as well. Are you guys betting the Seahawks this weekend? I'm not voting, so I won't be able to see. But are you guys betting the Seahawks? Take it away, Jose.
Yeah, I'd like to know if people were betting the Seahawks either. I mean, on the face of it, this seems like an easy Seattle spot. I think Seattle's the better team, better quarterback, better defense, better coach, et cetera, et cetera. But the -2 is worrisome. And Jim, did you say the Sharps are on Arizona?
No, they're all over Seattle.
Okay, well, yeah, and it's weird. I mean, I like Seattle here, so I go with Seattle. With the Sharps, with knowing the Sharps are on Seattle, I think they'll be on my card, but this should be like a pick 'em to me. I think you're getting a free 2 points. Better coach, like I said. I think Pete Carroll is just a lot better. than my man. I can't remember my guy from Texas Tech's name right now.
Cliff
Who I wanted.
Kingsbury.
Thank you. I wanted him to be the Jets coach for a really long time. But ultimately, it's just Pete. Pete's is a great coach, and they've won the breakup with Russell Wilson. So give me a Geno Smith, the now elite quarterback. MVP, Geno Smith.
Wow. It's absolutely nuts.
I mean,
Pete
you should
Carroll
be
must
top five at least. You should be top five at least.
Oh no, I don't think what you said was nuts. I just
Yeah, it's just
sorry.
weird that you say it. We can actually live in that world.
Yeah.
I mean, the top three are Josh Allen, Micah Parsons, and fucking Geno. That should be crazy right there.
I've given Carroll a lot of shit over the last few years, and I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Hand up, Pete. I apologize. I have bad feelings because you were a Jets coach and you shit the bed. But it turns out it's all Russell Wilson's fault. And you were just dealing with bullshit with Russell Wilson. Shout out to Mr. Pussy Coffee, a new member of the Pub Sports Radio gang.
What a great guy. Twate latte. I love you, man. All right. Let's see. Did this make our card?
56%. 55% on
I have a feeling, and we'll have to see what we end up on, but I think we're going to have a good week because last week we had these monster sides. We were all over certain sides. Okay. All right. I like that I like everything's really close to the chest here. Let's move on to the next one. 4:25 p.m. Eastern, LA Rams at Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. I've already given you guys a hint because we got sharps all over the Buccaneers, and that's not easy to do if you keep losing on a team. And these two teams combined are 4-11 against the spread. So both teams have cost people a ton of money. The Buccaneers opened up a -3 at +101 at Pinnacle. They're now -3 at +103. So if that's the case, if so many people are betting the Buccaneers, 56% of the tickets, 89% of the cash, why is the market not moving towards them? I think that's what throws me for that. That's when I can't say that everything correlates for me, is because, yes, we see all this money on the Buccaneers, so there's sharp action on the Buccaneers. So it tells me one thing. It says it's Buccaneers or no bet. But when the market then doesn't move towards the Buccaneers, what the hell do you do with it? Rams come in off ugly 31-14 home loss to the Niners. With the game on the line, the Rams put up 58 yards in the second half. Their offense is now ranked 31st in yards per play, 4.8 yards per play. Matt Stafford has been sacked on 8.45% of his dropbacks. That's unbelievable. Man, how the Buccaneers coming off extra rest, extra prep. They've now lost 5. How do I not bet the Buccaneers here? I mean, because of their injuries, and that's fair to say. And we need to see. You know what? I'm going to pull up their injuries. Jose, talk to us about your thoughts here on this spot, Rams Bucks.
Both of these teams are not good. Say that, bluntly. The Rams aren't going to make the playoffs this year. And, can we be really surprised? Should we really be surprised that the Rams are not good? They traded all those draft picks, and they just sold out for the Super Bowl, and they got it. So, this wasn't a team meant to be a dynasty. This wasn't a team meant to have success year over year over year. And there's always one team that has a Super Bowl hangover. And I think it's the Rams. Obviously the fighting Joe Burrows are down right now, but I think they can still make the playoffs. Jamar Chase injury obviously affects that. But this Rams team just not good, not the same, not a team I want to be on. And, I kind of think, I'm thinking about Sean McVay. I bet he wishes he retired and got some cushy job in NFL Network and just chilled out for a couple years. Would have been nice there. Give me the fighting Tom Brady's here. The divorce is hard, but it got finalized last week. He's been hanging out with the lads. Tom Brady back this week.
You're right, Dennis. I just wrote it in the chat, so I'm going to say it. But the Bucks go from +101 at +3 to +103. That doesn't make sense. Here's the latest breakdown, though. You have Winfield did not participate in practice. It doesn't look like he's going to go. But Sean Murphy Bunting, full participation. Akeem Hicks, full participation. Carlton Davis, full participation. You got limited participation from Mike Evans and Cameron Brate. It looks like the Bucks are going to be much healthier here. But can you, Trans Canada, what up, my man? Can you answer that, Dennis? Wouldn't you think that the +3, plus 101 would become +3? Or sorry, -3. I wrote +3. Sorry, -3 at plus 101 is now -3 at plus 103. Don't you think that would become -3 at -108? That's what I mean. I don't mean that it should have moved to 3.5. I mean, how could it move 2 cents in the opposite direction? That doesn't make sense to me. But this is a tough week. I'm starting to realize that more and more.
No, I like the Bucks here. I think they're going to make the playoffs still. The Bucks.
Oh yeah, they'll win their division.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Bucks are still in the division. Like, shockingly enough, they're obviously in like one of the worst divisions of football, et cetera, et cetera. They still have shit to play. I think the Rams are cooked. They are so fucked. They're in a division where they didn't expect the Seahawks to be good. They're good. The 49ers are gonna hopefully win that division. I'm a big Niners guy now. Shout out to my guy CMC Fantasy Football. But it's ultimately, what the hell is that offensive line going to do against that man, Aaron Donald? And how often is he going to be in Tom Brady's face? Because he's not moving from his spot. We all know that. So let's see what happens here. What vote numbers are in? And it might be close here. 57% for the Fighting Tom Brady's.
DK says the -3 went from +100 to -105. That's okay. I don't know about Sunday. It must have been Sunday. They weren't at the place I'm looking, but they were on Tuesday night. You could have got a 2.5 juiced. The reason why this comes up though is that the -3 for the Bucks on Tuesday at 1:17 p.m. Was +109. So Pinnacle's shown no sign of a 2.5 for the Bucks, but I know that BetOnline opened it up before the Ravens game at -2. So I don't know. It's confusing. It's confusing, and I guess it'll keep me off of the Bucks at this point. Let's move on to the next spot on the board. It is our Sunday nighter: Titans, Chiefs. This is at 12.5. So the market's moving towards Tennessee. There is an 11.5 on the board here.
Isn't it interesting that the Supercontest always kind of shies away from the bigger numbers? The 13s always go down to like 12.5. You know, these numbers that are big, they always drop down just a little tick more on Circa and on these contests.
Interesting. We found Andy a +13 on Tuesday night, but Pinnacle is not. I guess Pinnacle had the +11 and yeah, no, there's never been a spot where Pinnacle's really wavered off this 11.5. Let's take a look at where the cash lies in this one. 58% of tickets, 63% of cash on the Chiefs. So this is I find this very difficult. On one hand, we know all the numbers with the Chiefs coming off a bye and how dominant they are. We also know that there's only been one team that's really had the Chiefs number since Reed came out in 2013, and that's the Titans. The Chiefs are 2-5 against the Titans. And where are I spent time looking. I was like, where are the Chiefs vulnerable? The only thing I could find was Orlando Brown and Andrew Wiley. They have really bad numbers, and you can get to Mahomes. He's just he handles it so well. You know that he's the Chiefs have given up 85 pressures within 2.5 seconds of the snap. That's the fourth most in the NFL, but look at Mahomes' numbers. They're spectacular. The Titans also Their red zone defense is so good. I guess when I say all this stuff, why would I not move to the under in this game? You know, the Titans are just going to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball.
I think it is Tractor Cheeto season, and that's why I'm leaning, and I think I'm going to also take Tennessee as well. Mike Vrabel, just flat good coach. I don't know, obviously you guys have lived longer in the NFL than I have, but why has no one just been like, you know what, Mike Vrabel, come coach my team? Because Tennessee, I don't know, small market, whatever. It's just like he's kind of built this team by now, and they're a good squad. They're going to win that division, shockingly enough, after starting like 0-4, 0-3 or something like that. I don't remember. But I just think it's Tractor Cheeto season, and I think they run the ball, like you're mentioning, control the clock, get to Patrick Mahomes with Justin Simmons. And I like Tennessee as well here. I think this will be a close game. Obviously, the scary factor is it being at the Chiefs' kingdom. But let's not forget, this Titans team, correct me if I'm wrong, went into Kansas City and won a playoff game. But I like the Titans. So
I think I move on the under here. I think I'm going to bet the under. Now I'm sitting here just breaking it all down. 3 minutes is up.
I was going to say a bigger factor than all of this is Nasty Nate saying that he got a chick to show Mike Vrabel her nipple rings once.
Oh, wow. Maybe next time Vrabel will show you his.
That's what I was thinking. I read it at first. I thought Mike Vrabel showed her his nipple rings. I can see Mike Vrabel being like that.
Vrabel just has the old septum ring, I'm guessing. Can we please see the votes, my friend?
Yeah, no, I forgot what the penis piercing ring is called. It's a Prince Williams, Prince Philip, 52% on Tennessee. So not gonna make our card.
I know it's not a Prince Andrew.
That's the Royals joke that goes over my head.
Oh, he's the molester that's been kicked out. The 52%. All right, it's Prince Albert. Yeah, it's Prince Albert.
Prince Albert. Okay. There we go.
Okay. All right. This has been very interesting. Very, very, very interesting voting. Let's go to the Monday Nighter. And let's not talk about the voting yet because I don't want it to skew our decision making here. I wanted the Ravens at 2.5. The Ravens are now at 2.5. Why don't I move on the Ravens at 2.5? Sky Dragon, are you betting the Saints here tonight? Because I know you like them to win the division, and that makes sense to me. At this point, they're the best team in the division. Ravens pick up Roquan Smith, and I just think they're a nasty football team. I think they're a football team that's going to be very tough out this year. And I am starting to understand what makes the Saints so dangerous offensively. And it took me a little while. Obviously, their stats were saying they were dangerous, 5th in yards per play. And they can show you so many different looks. They are a real interesting squad. Let's take a quick look at the line history here because we knew it was a 3. I could have moved on the 3 on Tuesday night, and I said, no, I'll just wait for the 2.5. 2.5s are here now. And then let's see where the cash lies here. 52% of the tickets, 56% of cash on the Saints. So I don't know, not a ton of sharp action. What do you think here, Jose? Ravens, Saints?
It's a tough game for me here. I would lean also with the Ravens, but Mark Andrews, rest up, my man. Get healthy, please. First of all, my fantasy team needs it. Second of all, your team needs it because he's the guy. I mean, he's obviously their number one. Bateman not there anymore. One of my goals or one of my hopes and dreams was that Brandon Cooks would get traded to the Ravens. But now it seems like he's going to force his way out. Maybe the Ravens pick him up. That'd be nice. But I like the Ravens here tonight. I think they run the ball effectively. I think the defense will be interesting for sure. This first game, honestly, I'd lean towards an over. But going forward, I think the defense will get progressively better and better. Roquan Smith, very good at his job. And it just kind of fits the Baltimore, like, kind of culture and vibe over there. Strong defense. Ray Lewis will probably be like, hey, son, this is how you escape murder, et cetera, et cetera. But I like the Ravens here as well.
I'm curious to see if this makes a card. I want to know what Dennis is doing on this game. He's not told us yet. I apologize for the ruckus outside the door of my office. The witching hour has commenced here.
No, geez. Well, how about I take over for a second and say that we've only got a minute left in the poll. It's been a lovely show. Shout out to everyone that has watched the entire show. It's been an interesting show. And I think it's Andy Dalton officially starting for the Saints as well, Andy Dalton. But we'll say this, quick plug before we finish up today's show and the polls. Go tomorrow, no betting with the bag tomorrow. All equine athletes. The horses are out and about tomorrow. 11:45 Eastern. Jimmy the Bag betting on their horses all night. And of course, the Friday is just one half of the Saturday championship special. The horses are out in force again, and they will be racing for that lovely championship over at Keeneland. So join us tomorrow.
A new skill. I didn't know you had that spectacular skill. That is
what?
so.
Are you
that
talking
was
about my
so
horse
good,
today?
dude. That was so
yeah,
good.
no, me. Jimmy, you take me to a horse track. I bust that out. I'll figure out who the real horses are, who the real winners are.
Give me one more. Give me one more. It's really
all right,
good.
hold on. I think I have to do it again with my face covered because
No,
I don't know
can't
if
do
you're
it.
looking at Jimmy. But again, remember Friday, tomorrow, 11:45 Eastern. Don't forget that. I sound like BoJack Horseman. I'm starting to cry now. But don't forget our equine athletes are out running.
Oh man.
Yeah, maybe Brooklyn front. You got to sample that. Maybe that's a drop. Maybe that's in JPZ's next hit. You know. There you go. A little better. I feel like Jabba the Hutt.
It's getting worse. Each one's getting a little bit worse than the last.
Well, you know, the horse gets tired. Let's end the poll now.
Yeah.
And interesting. This is a big development. Let's see if this poll would load, you bastard. Oh, no, it isn't. 54%. 54% on the Baltimore Ravens. All right.
I'm so curious. So we have a three-way tie. Okay, why don't you handle?
Yes,
do you need
I have the stats, and it's actually we have one tie essentially, one tie that fucks us, and we have to revote. Chargers -3, 60. Well, let's go back. Sorry.
Let's go 7.
Let's go back. 7. So these are our ties here. Well, I should say these are our ties here. So 55% and 7th are the Seattle Seahawks, not Mariners, the Seattle Seahawks. That just missed a cut. 6th and 5th here are tied for 5th place. The Tampa Bay Fighting Tom Brady's at 57%. The Buffalo Bills at -12.5 or +12.5, depending on what book you look, 57%. Those are our revotes there. All so the ties Bucks, get in.
The Bucks are -3 and the Bills are -12.5.
Yep.
Okay, so then can you keep going? Yeah, you're right. All the ties come in to get into this big. So you're right.
All the times get in. So 61% are Jacksonville Jaguars +1.5.
Sorry.
Those Minnesota Vikings, again, shout out to Lizzo, 62%, -3. And a B-Lab, am I missing a pick, B-Lab? Please let me know if I'm missing a pick. I'll recheck my numbers here. But let me know.
I thought B-Lab, because I thought we had one more we had one in the 70s.
I thought that one in the 70s was our Buffalo Bills.
No, that was in the 80s.
All right, let us know, B-Lab. Maybe I wrote down a number wrong. Sorry, the neighing gets to my head a little bit. I start becoming dizzy. et cetera,
Oh,
et
I think
cetera.
he's talking about the Panthers. You have the Panthers at 56, but that doesn't.
I have the Panthers at 56, yes, but that doesn't make it.
No, but that's
But
7th.
yeah, it's 7th.
Okay, so
But yeah, so 62%, the Minnesota Vikings at -3, New England -5.5, 62%, Los Angeles Chargers -3, 62%. So Chargers -3, New England -5.5, Minnesota -3. We're all tied at 62. Right behind them, 61%, the +1.5 Jaguars. And now we will have a revote. Not many of these revotes happen on the Cappers contest in the history of the Cappers contest, but we've got 2 teams vying for that last spot. 2 really good quarterbacks. The Tampa Bay Tom Brady's -3, or the Buffalo Bills against my New York Jets at -12.5 at 57%. The voting is up officially, so you guys can make your votes now. But it's a tough choice. I personally like Tampa Bay -3. I think that they can get it. I mean, on the face of it, 3, easier to cover than 12.5, especially when 3 at home versus 12.5 on the road. And, arguably, I think the Jets are better than the fucking Rams right now. Hand up. I think the Jets are much better than the Rams right now. So I personally think we go with Tampa Bay.
I agree. I did the same as well. I'm just going over the answer about we're going up against the Sharps again a lot. I think it's going to hurt us.
We're over 500 though this year.
Yeah, I wonder. I should go over some more stats with what we are when we go up against the Sharps.
By the way, while we're here, while you're calculating these stats, shout out to Pub Sports Radio producer Tehran. If you guys, Taran, I call him Tehran all the time. I don't know why, but T as I call him. He's been sick the last 2 days, and he thought it was the flu. Goes to the ER today, appendicitis. So he's getting his appendix taken out ASAP, as they say. So shout out to our guy T. Hope he gets feel better soon, and hope they get that fucking appendix right out of you.
All right, we have a couple more minutes left here. I did vote.
And you were on Team Tampa?
I was, yes. I want Tampa, but I don't dislike the Bills really that much either. The problem though is that the Jets are a slightly sharper side. Yeah, Striker, we got you. In 7th was the Panthers. The Panthers +7 or 7.5, 7.5. I don't like our card. It looks like we're gonna. Well, it's very close. It's very close voting right now. But the only spot we have with the Sharps is the Chargers, which I'm shocked made our card. Patriots, Vikings, and Jags are all going up against the Sharps. Jags not as much, and then Bills. Bills are leading by the slimmest of margins. Thank you, Mike Morris. What a great thing to say. You're a good man. Says you guys make my day so much better. I love you, man. Thank you. You make our days better by being here and supporting the show. Oh, Brooklyn Funk Project says Brady is rich and finally single. He's going to be tired. I don't think he's going to be
tired from fucking. That guy's 40 years old.
No, you can still get tired from fucking, but I don't think he's going to be doing a lot of.
That guy needs a Viagra.
I think he's going to be doing a lot of weeping and sobbing.
Divorce is so hard.
Do you remember we had the capper tell us that?
I don't remember who it was, but I
don't want to call him out, but I'm still laughing at it because I could just see that he'd clearly been through one himself. And oh god! And it was like he's talked about it for like 45 seconds. Divorce is so hard.
3 minutes are up. And guess what, everyone? We're going with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills -12.5. They're 55%. there.
Johnny Guns. Yeah, no, that was a great call, Johnny. A great call on the revote, man.
By the way, hey, there you go. Yeah, shout out to Johnny Guns. It got on our card one way or another, but it definitely got on our card. Shout out to Johnny Guns. It's time, Jimmy. This is the moment everyone waits for the shows. The Cappers Contest leader makes his picks. And
Yes,
I've got my pick.
This worked out really well for us last time. He makes them
2 and
publicly,
3.
and he does a poor job. I gained
This is our
one
second
game
week.
on it.
I did good the first week. I won't hear it. Seattle +2.
All right.
Tampa Bay -3. The
Okay.
Washington Commies +3. Tennessee Titans. Where are you?
Oh,
1.5.
wow.
And your Carolina Panthers complete my card. Those were my picks. Officially locked in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice.
Don't have to hit submit. There we go. Jimmy.
I love it.
Jimmy, you did you know what? Again, just everyone give a round of applause for Jimmy. He's sick constantly. He needs an immune booster, but he's here every day capping the cards. And guess what? Now he's going to be a happy man because he's all about the equine athletes. We can do this, everyone. It's all about tomorrow and the equine athletes. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jimmy, did you bring that bankroll up?
Yeah, I'm in good shape. I can, but I don't want to. I want to act as if I'm not in good shape, you know?
Okay.
I don't want to get loosey-goosey and drop a K on Friday, you know?
Sure. I wouldn't want to drop a K on anything, ever. That would not be fun.
So, I want to deliver the goods. Wow,
you know
Nate,
what,
oh, please don't tell me Coastal's at 3.5 now. Please don't tell me.
I was going to say, Jimmy.
Oh, no, still 3. Okay.
I know what you really want right now. I think you want a nap. I think Jimmy wants a nap. Again, everyone, give everyone the round of applause.
No, I don't need a round.
Bag. Jeremy Bag, as I called him as well. So shout out to you, James Bag. We appreciate you, and we appreciate everyone watching. Go check out our many videos on the channel. A lot of good stuff on there tonight. Connor Mack, the Thursday night football streams. It'll be a whole lot of fun. I might give Connor a respite next Thursday or maybe sometime soon to give my own shot at these Thursday night footballs because I think it'd be interesting. Just a couple hours with me. What could possibly go wrong? Jimmy, we appreciate you. I think the people have heard about you, but you do stuff around the channel, right?
I do, and I'm proud to be a part of the channel. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. We got a look from JPZ and Euro Basketball and Nadolu. The Fs or the FAs.
Everyone, the household name. Shout out to Cody McJunkins, by the way. Fucking great name, McJunkins. You'd look better in green, McJunkins. I'll admit it. And join our YouTube membership right now, the Pub Members Club. You look better in green, but I like that name, McJunkins.
J-Dub, I don't have spreadsheets for my horse racing action. It's tricky with the amount of action we put out there, but I do print out. I do print out, what happens. HPI that does that for you. Well, sets it up for you. Thank you guys all so much for supporting the show. Cody McJunkins, Jay Peasy, Parl Angel, Nate Cerna, Sky Dragon, J-Dub, Ed Searfoss, Big Show, Drug Monkey RX, Saturated, Brooklyn Funk Project, my man Pete, B-Lab69, Johnny Guns, Bo Jackson. Thank you guys. I fear for us. I have enormous fear.
You always do. Always do.
I enjoy hosting with you. You do a great job, Jose. Go out there and get that cash. I'll be watching very closely our action. I've got to go make bets myself. No time for a nap. Got to study the horses and get that puppy. Yay! Go out there and have a giant week 9.
Let's fucking go.